It was February in the Arkansas Ozarks, a time when the woods aren't just dead, they look skeletal. We were four, me, my girlfriend Megan, and our friends Colin and Anne. We were young, arrogant, and armed with my father's Taurus G2C, thinking a bit of lead could protect us from the ancient silence of those mountains. The first day was a warning we ignored. While hiking toward the falls, Anne stopped dead. She didn't scream. She just pointed into the gray thicket. A man was standing there. He wasn't moving. He was just existing in our direction. When Colin barked a threat, the figure didn't just run. He melted into the brush with a speed that felt wrong for a human. But it was the woman who truly broke our nerves. We found her standing near a creek, lanky, impossibly tall, maybe 6'5", with limbs that looked like they had too many joints. She didn't have a pack or gear. She just stood in the mud, staring with eyes that seemed to have no light in them. We yelled that we had a gun, and she turned with a slow, mechanical grace and vanished into the timber. That night, the forest didn't feel empty, it felt crowded. We were deep in our tents, the alcohol and weed blurring our edges when the laughter started. It wasn't a joke. It was a high, wheezing sound that rattled against the nylon of our tent. I thought it was Colin playing a sick prank, but when he yelled back from his own tent, his voice was thick with pure, unadulterated terror. I burst out, the Taurus heavy in my hand, and screamed into the blackness. I fired 3 rounds into the canopy. The muzzle flashes lit up the trees for a fraction of a second, and for that heartbeat, I saw shadows scurrying just outside the reach of our campfire. The final night was the breaking point. Nature called me into the cold air around 3 a.m. I had the gun tucked into my waistband. Paranoia had become my only companion. As I stood by the tree line, the crunch of leaves wasn't random, it was rhythmic. I clicked on my headlamp. The beam cut through the dark and landed directly on the man from the first day. Up close, he looked like a corpse that had forgotten to lie down, long matted hair and skin the color of wet ash. He was holding a machete, the blade rusted and notched. He didn't hesitate. He let out a sound, half snarl, half sob, and charged. I didn't think. I just leveled the Taurus and emptied the magazine. I heard a wet thud and a guttural shriek as he collapsed into the dirt. I didn't check for a pulse. We didn't even unzip the tents. We grabbed our bags and ran through the dark branches, clawing at our faces like fingers. We covered those 3 miles to the parking lot in a blind, sobbing sprint. We never called the police. How do you explain shooting a man who looked like he belonged to the dirt? Sometimes, I still hear that wheezing laughter in the quiet moments before I fall asleep, and I wonder if that lanky woman is still standing by that creek, waiting for the next group of hikers to lose their way.